What Britain bought in 2015, this is out on the 30th of December on Channel 4, 8 o'clock. So you've looked back at the whole year and the kind of things that, like that spiraliser that we just showed.
Yeah, you're meant to cook it first before you put it in your mouth. So, yeah, the spiraliser, amazing. But what I find so fascinating, I think what we buy, what it says about us as a nation and culturally how we're behaving, really, was just what I find so fascinating. So the spiraliser was around for a long time, and then suddenly this cookbook came out with this young girl, Ella, saying, actually, this is really healthy eating. Instead of pasta, you steam this, and sales went bang overnight. So it's really astonishing what makes successful. Prosecco was really good. That was #1, a huge drink. That's kind of eroded the white wine market to an extent. So it just was a really interesting thing to do, meeting all the retailers. Christmas jumper.
There's wishes chocolate. We've got lots of those in our audience today.
And because we're getting warmer at Christmas, they're also doing T-shirts now with the Christmas reindeer and whatnot.
And were there stupid things that people bought and then went, we've never used it again?
Yeah,
it's been
gadgety.
Well,
that gadgety thing.
Yeah, the spiraliser. I had one sent to me and it's up on the top shelf, crusting away for a good bit. But it kind of looked nice in the kitchen.
But do you buy fad stuff yourself, or are you quite self-controlled?
No, I'm very self-controlled.
Yeah.
I really, really am. I don't buy faddy at all. In fact, I'm constantly clearing out stuff. To the extent, I'm always giving it to my charity shops as well, to the extent that I'm clearing out stuff that, you know, my wife and my daughter one day were across the road in... My daughter was going off to university. I said, oh, well, let's go to my charity shop to get some boxes. And as we're getting the boxes, Verity went, Mama, those are my best boots.
Throw other people.
You haven't worn them in, what, 3 weeks? Well, yeah, 3 weeks. I haven't worn them in 3 weeks. They're going now.
Because you seem very organised generally, are you ready now for Christmas? Is all your shopping done? And
yeah, I'm very lucky because I'm in the business. You just know most people, so you think, oh, that jacket, I know that's the person I'm going to have just a little email off to. So I'm lucky I'm in it. Or even when I was filming, I was buying while I was out filming on one of those too. You know, even when
and
I was
magical now, of course, with your little boy.
I know, magical with him.
Yeah.
He's got ridiculously excited because the tree went up this.
I bet your house looks amazing, doesn't it? Because Melanie's sort of in fashion, isn't she, as well? So I bet you've got a real sort of like what I call a Home Alone Christmassy house.
It is a bit glam. It is a bit glam. We like a bit of glam in our house.
Are you a Betty Bargain as well, though? Because... Or have you got really expensive taste? Because I buy loads of amazing stuff from charity shops.
So do I. I actually do. I tend to buy homeware from that. Never heard the word Betty Bargain, but it's one that...
Series.
Betty Bargain. But I tend to buy homeware from charity shops, and I love it when I'm out of London, so I'll just always nip in, or wherever I'm filming. Everyone thinks I'll just jump into the charity shops,
I love them,
and you get extraordinary deals.
Well, and these are your luxury charity shops as well, you called, which is Living and Giving, and this is raising money for Save the Children, and Save the Children are one of the 3 charities that ITV's Tech Centre is raising money for this year. So when you say luxury, are you asking people, you know, if you've got that lovely ball dress in your cupboard that you still, you know, haven't worn for years, doesn't even fit you, donate it so that people, when they go, you're changing the face of the charity shop?
I actually don't call them luxury. I think the press does. But what I tried to do with charity shops, I thought, why do charity shops have to be places that kind of smell musty and people dump stuff outside? Or that are only run by volunteers who are over 80, of that generation who gave back. It's true.
You do a fantastic job.
There was, well, so I just thought, if I create places and spaces that are like boutiques, at no extra cost to the charity, we're just going to be clever how we do it. So show a bit of brick wall, make it lovely. People just donate better stuff.
Yeah.
And when people donate better stuff, more stuff comes, then you can pay a bit more for it. And then what happens is you get really great people who then want to volunteer in the shops. And the whole thing just started this kind of new business model for charity. Now we've got 20 of them. And I put them in areas where people have a bit of dosh, Ruth, to be quite honest, and say, come on, instead of putting that on eBay for 30 quid, you can afford to give that away. And so it's just worked really, really well.
Charity shops, though, which has been lost a bit, because I shop in charity shops a lot, but in the old days you could sometimes find a real there'd be a real find that they didn't know was much more valuable. And it'd be like, oh, you know, the frisson. But now in the days of Google,
I know.
there's nothing now because they know the value of absolutely everything.
I know, that's absolutely true. I went and I found a picture and I thought, oh, I want that one, because it was coming into my shop and then they'd already Googled it. So I was like, oh, really? Is it 150?
Yeah.
Was that 15 quid? But, you know, it's a good call.
You've also got another series of Mary Portas' Secret Shopper coming out in January. And we know, you know, you have to be quite hard on some of the people that you're dealing with, or quite tough, should I say, not hard, quite tough. And we were talking earlier about friends who, you know, you need to tell them maybe think you're losing too much weight or you've gained too much weight. Have you ever had an experience like that with a friend? I mean, obviously we see you dealing with the members of the public and it's for a show, but in your own life, have you ever had to say to a friend, look, I'm a bit worried about you, you've lost too much weight?
Yeah, I have done it. I mean, my sister-in-law came around the witch, you're looking so thin, Mary, in the face. I thought, that's nice, isn't it? That's a backhanded compliment from your sister-in-law. But I've done it. I did it in the office. I had this guy who was in my office who was just eating really bad stuff. And I used to see him, and he was only in his late 20s, but he was putting on weight. He'll know, and he won't care watching this. And I kind of felt kind of maternal. I knew he was away from home, and so I just stuck a note on his thing saying, you know, eat good stuff. He's now fit as a fiddle. He works out, and he still kept the post-it note.
Still true to it.